Hello, sweethearts. This is Stella, Nova. Anyhow, today I want to speak about we get tired of the drama, not the person in relationships. Meaning, someone told me yesterday, you get bored of the best or the most beautiful woman too. You get bored of the most beautiful man and all that. Well, that's because most people are disconnected, unconscious, not really in full consciousness. And you believe that the partner is there for you to be happy. That's the basic belief of an average human. So it's that sometimes something is outside of you that you need to make you feel beautiful, wanted, etc., etc. Because by yourself, you're unable to realize that. So when you are not fully conscious, not self-aware, you get tired of the drama. The drama is actually nothing else but lack of self-knowledge and lacking the knowledge of what the other person is here to bring out of you, to, in a sense, teach you with its beingness, by the way he is or she is, it doesn't matter. And when we do not, or we don't know, you don't understand it, and you don't know, you cannot figure it out, and because you don't understand yourself, so you cannot understand him or her, and this goes vice versa, then you think, okay, I'm just going to leave this relationship and everything's going to be okay, and then I can go to the next and to the next and to the next, and I never have to look at myself. I never have to see if I have healthy boundaries, if I have, I never rechecked with myself, what do I feel really? How am I feeling in the moment when I'm passive, aggressively being overwhelmed by his needs or her needs and not rechecking my own feelings and in a constructive manner saying, well, I understand that this is what you want, but at this time, I cannot, comply with your request. It's just, another time maybe. And so you're not assertive. You're not really self-confident enough to be and own your inner power and yourself. So you're not standing solid in yourself. So each and every one of us are actually, in a sense, assisting the other to become her full self. And of course, average people do not know that. Average consciousness does not understand that. So they think that the other needs to change in order to please them. But they don't realize that they just have to see what they need to give to themselves and not expecting that from the other in that sense. So that means you are more solid in yourself, so you're no longer depending on somebody fulfilling your wish or not, basically, at that moment. And you're not gonna wobble in your beingness, in your wholeness. You're not gonna come out of your peace or come out of yourself in order to meet them or requesting the same thing from them. So you basically are so solid in yourself, you're so sure of yourself that you don't need to. You're just certain that everything is perfect. Everything is fine. And when you are solid and when you become solid in yourself, you no longer fear that they leave. You no longer fear that you are not good enough. You no longer fear that they leave you. You no longer fear that whatever. And there is nothing more attractive than a person who is solid in her or his beingness. That's the magic. So this is when nobody will want to leave you, because you're going to become so attractive for them that you don't need to want to be attractive at all. You're just you. You're just solidly sitting in you. You are current with your authentic self. And this is who you are. And so you no longer, they don't need to act differently. They don't need to be different around you, because that's a lie. And then it will not be enough either, because as they adjusting themselves to your needs, they get less and less attractive. That's the funny thing. I mean, I had been in a relationship with someone for 15 years, right? And when I thought that he has more right to my body than myself, and when I hated lovemaking already because he was demanding it, and there was like no respect for me. But who did not have a respect for me? I did not check with myself how I felt. And although I tried to explain to him so many times that sex does not mean love, and most men believe that sex is love. They think that the act itself is love. This is what they associate love with. Women, on the other hand, are different. I mean, of course, I'm telling you, depending on the soul age that you are, because soul ages come to play in this too, because young souls think that, it's eating, fucking, sleeping, whatever, getting what I want, and then really overpower anybody and whatever, all this no respect for another's property or life or anything like that. And so it's all different, of course. It's not that we cannot generalize in that sense either, because it has so many, and it's so complex, the human beingness, that that you cannot just generalize it and just say, okay, I look at it from one angle. No, there's just so many angles. It's so complex in that sense. Depending on past lifetimes, depending on what they did bring from, from there, what we have to learn from each other, with each other, through each other rather, not from each other, but through each other, about ourselves. And so this is like completely different. So you do not get tired of the person really, or get bored with the person, but rather the drama that is seemingly there in your life, but it is an opportunity for growth. But when you look at it as a drama, you get tired of it. Yes. Because you do not see yourself. You don't want to see yourself. You don't want to see what it is here for you to learn out of it. And if you don't, you go to the next, you go to the next, you go to the next. But eventually you have to realize that no matter how many you are going to, eventually you have to face yourself. You have to face yourself. And until you do, you get tired. But you get tired of your own bullshit. You're not getting tired of the other person. That it's just, not possible. You get tired of your own bullshit. And you don't want to face it. So then you are there and blame each other for all that, which is just complete being not in awareness at that point, not being aware of the self and what's the whole encounter is there for. So this is my comment for being bored or get bored of people and beautiful women or beautiful men, or it doesn't matter how beautiful they are, or just whatever, or if you felt love for them and then you don't feel love for them anymore or anything like that. But it's basically you did not recheck with yourself. You did not recheck with yourself how you felt. And you have this contradicting feeling in you. You are not self-aware. And when you are not self-aware, and when you are disconnected from yourself and your feelings, this is what happens. This is what happens. So, otherwise, there is true love. But true love only exists between two conscious, mature, emotionally mature individuals. True love does not exist on the level of codependency. True love does not exist on the level of not being self-aware and self-conscious. True love does not exist for people who do not know themselves. True love only exists for those who are not afraid to discover themselves. And then, when two of those conscious individuals come together, they can never get bored with each other, because they still keep growing, but their frequency and each an individual energy pattern is in the vicinity of each other. And it might be that some goes a little bit and start growing, then the other follows, and then it works in synchronicity. It's in synchron, but, not with the other people, not with the average human. With average human who has no and lacking self-knowledge, each and every one of them, there is no true love. There is just a matter of time, until they get bored with each other, but because they get bored from their own bullshit and don't want to face it. And then they blame each other for that. So this is it. I'm getting bored. So you get bored with the drama, with not facing you, yourself, you and you as a team. And that's it. And you don't give space and time for the other to grow, comprehend, understand themselves, and you too, yourselves. So thank you for listening. This was it for today, kids. Bye.